All right, what's up? Going to be talking about the setup I've gotten to wave 30 with, and possibly the level win without any sort of mythics. Yeah, just utilizing these two specials, an Evo Archimedes level 500 Hellhound. Ice Cappuccino hasn't really done much. These guys' damage don't really matter, but we're just mainly utilizing an Archimedes sort of carry style setup here. And this is going to be your next best option if you don't have access to Jiraiya, if you don't have access to Mythics. This is going to be a very solid option. Would recommend both these guys at 3 gold level 500. Of course, if you do have Mythics, they can be very strong in here. Jiraiya is a better carry than Archimedes. Horus can be better than Speedy. Of course, if Hellhound's evolved, that's easier. But all that stuff is sort of a luxury. This setup is, well, not necessarily a luxury, but could be difficult to obtain if you are looking at this video looking for more of a budget setup. If you're past that point of farming this level with the Kevin setup, you can't farm it with high efficiency, but you do want to farm a little bit better. This Archimedes setup can be pretty good. It can be a setup that could beat normal or get to wave 30 on it. I've currently used 2 rock summons, I believe. One going into wave 28, one on wave 29. Haven't had to use any spells, any sort of deep freeze. Again, Ice Cappuccino hasn't really done much. Mighty hasn't really done much. Slime King's provided a nice full map stun. Chili's missed a lot of his stuns. Frostbite's hit some stuns. Cassiel's hit some stuns, but the main focus is just going to be on that Hellhound, Archimedes, and Speedy, which are the carries of the setup. So I'm gonna probably go into a rock summon here. I don't think it is necessary though, but I think just to be safe, to guarantee that we can continue stalling these enemies, I will go into a rock summon here. Might have to use a deep freeze here just to stop these rock breakers, but looks like they're going to focus on the rocks, and Archimedes will continue to be able to target these enemies. Very fast minions here. That's what Volcano Goddess does. That's what Volcano Goddess does when buffing enemies, right? So I think the right course of action here is to be able to wait until another rock summon. I believe I think that is pretty safe, especially to cover up on this rock, just to make sure that there are not too many issues with that, right? You're gonna have to utilize a lot of rock summons. Number one, because your damage is not going to be the best. Number two, you don't have access to Susanoo either, so you can't really resummon rocks that way. Might have to utilize a deep freeze here just to be able to stop these enemies. But we'll see how this goes. I think we will be able to beat the level here with Archimedes in the front line rather than in the back line, because she does get a lot more value from her strong basic attacks while she is in the front line. But it looks like we are going to be able to beat this level. I think the 3 or 4 rock summons are necessary. You might have to do more, might have to do less, depending on enemy placement, depending on how high leveled your monsters are. But yeah, I think pretty much this is a pretty strong setup for beating Volcano Goddess without any sort of mythics. Also, very good in that the mid row and the back row, you don't really need a very specific sort of monster formation, right? As you saw there, even in the end, when the stunners were able to target enemies, they were not doing anywhere close to what Archimedes was doing, right? So in the end, I would just recommend focusing on this Archimedes, focusing on this Hellhound. Your mid-row stuns can really be rearranged in any sort of way. Maybe even adding a Sluggy here could be good, right? Moving Ice Cappuccino to the front, maybe. Of course, having Evolved Chili and Evolved Frostbite are very good. I don't have those guys evolved right now, but they could be very beneficial if they were evolved. Yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Just want to talk about a nice setup to use if you don't have access to Mythics. That's going to be it. Like, subscribe, and yeah, see ya.